Alright, hello again, this is Ugris signing in. Today we're going to be looking at how to, amongst other things, get the prized haste belt. It's a nice little item, it's good for low levels, level 1s upwards. So, let's get straight on with it. First of all, we always start off in POC. You can get to this, basically where we're going to is a place called Sohn's Grotto. You can get there from the guild hall by buying the Sohn's Grotto stone, use the portal. But I'm going to take you the old fashioned way. I'm going to take you through a place called Plains of Mischief. Alright, so like the last one, we start off in the Great Divide. Now if you look at the map at the beginning just then, you'll see there's a river going straight through the middle. So again, I've saved you the time of shooting all the way across. But if you follow the river all the way down, and a lot of people don't know about this place, but it's cool. Because look at that. There's a little tiny building, and you click on the building, and then you appear here. Now, this is the clever bit. Before maps, we had to sort of guess, but there's one of these trees. Now, if you look at the map there, it's a little pink dot. When your little arrow gets to it, click on that tree. How bizarre is that for a portal? Huh? Just going into a wood and clicking on a tree. Now, this will bring you to... Oh, God, where will that bring you to? It brings you to the place before where we're going. So, which I can't remember at the moment. But anyway, getting back to the story. What I tend to find is when you land, you're going to land in water. So try and swim to the top, cast levitate if you've got it, or get on a mount. It's a lot quicker because in EverQuest we've got to learn to swim. So if you're only a low level swimmer, it'll take you forever. So anyway, as you can see on the map, we're heading over to a tunnel. And coming up to it shortly. We've got a few really ugly looking mobs. You'll get to see them a little bit later as well. The enchanters, and I'm not saying enchanters are ugly, I'm an enchanter, we're not ugly. So you go through, I mean it's a lot easier these days. These days we've got items with ferra something on it, and that will cover your endure breathing, invis and all that, sea invis and all that lot. But back in the day, we had to farm bloody scales just to get swim underwater, innit? Anyway, this is the camp. This is when we first come in. Now I'm invised, so obviously the mob at the entrance would attack you. The reason I wanted to show you is there's different ways through. There's different tunnels from the main entrance, right? So I'm going to show you. There's lots of other places to go. So I'm going to show you the places where you can go while you're in this zone. This is the zone you need to be in if you need to get to the Western Wastes where all the dragons are. Not all the dragons, but old world dragons. So basically there's usually mobs here. I just mezzed that one, swim past, but we'll cover these mobs a little bit later on. So you swim right all the way up. Okay, I tell you what, never mind Broken Britain, right? This zone's broken, you'll see what I mean right in a minute. So you swim right to the top, and if you look around you can see all the mobs. Try and invis at this point. Jump in, jump straight back out again, and then you walk. And then look at this. This is what I mean by broken fucking... Some of the older zones get broken, and what I mean by broken is you'll get mobs that will appear to be floating through walls and stuff like that. And this is a prime example of that. So we go straight down here, and you follow the little route. Now this is what happens when you try and use clear to clear your chat window when you're recording, because you forget and you end up, yeah. So eventually we started moving again, and it's literally just around this corner. See these two, there's the map. How confusing is that? Screw the map. There you go, and straight out there, and there you go, you're into Western Wastes. But I'll cover that zone another time. Now the second one is from the entrance. You, instead of going straight ahead and through the tunnel, you turn right, go under, and then you see a little alcove, and that'll lead you up here. That's one of my little disguises. And up here you've got a few enchanters. They're just ugly creatures. The thing I like about EverQuest is, even though there's a lot of high-end stuff, because we're like 18 expansions in now, and a lot of high-end, the later expansions, the graphics are amazing, but they've still kept the old world graphics. And some people hate them, but I just think they're really good. It just shows how simplistic the game originally was. You could play it on a modem. Anyway, forget me babbling on. There's a named in there that spawns, and she can drop a loot. Not as good as the loot of the Howler, but it's a nice little house item. It saves you having to put one of your loots of the Howlers in your house, but I'll show you that later on. So again, coming back through this way, instead of going to that little alcove there, we're going to swim right around. Now please note, I'd cleared the way before going this way, so you will have to kill mobs. Alright, the best level to even attempt to come near, again, around about 55, 60. As you can see, they're all grey to me. I like to be safe when I'm filming, but please note, I'm 70 odd, so if you're below that level, you are going to have to fight. So this brings us to a little island with loads of the ugly things on. There's a named over there. Kill her later on. Now, one of the items that drop in here is there's 2 types of shells. There's actually 3, but I didn't get the other one on this journey. But these 2, there's this one that gives you enduring breathing, and there's this one that gives you cloud. They're both, stick them in your belt. So for low levels, they're quite cool. Or if you haven't got any clickies with enduring breathing on it, then this is the named. I killed her. I think she dropped a mask or something, a silver mask. But this sounds massive, and it's the same as Vesca's lab. You'll get a lot of spells, a lot of gems, a lot of stackable stuff. This is one of the funny things that I've seen. If you notice, all the front entrance mobs are all fish, and it's quite unusual for that to happen. You do see it sometimes. Well, I mean, it'll happen in any zone if you control the camp. Now here's Fellspine. I was there about 6 hours before I got the little sod to spawn. When I say camp control, what I mean by that is you can only really do it. You need certain conditions. One of the certain conditions is you have to be the only person in the zone, or at least the only person in the zone that's hunting a certain mob type. And then what you can do in this zone, there's Fellspine can be any of the fish, any of the seahorses. So you've got all the seahorses here. You've got the seahorses down the tunnel straight down there by my pumpkin guy. And just to the left of me there, you've got a little tunnel there with 4, and then I've shown you the ways to the little alcove. So you've got quite a lot of way to travel to find it. So what I tend to try and do is, when you first come to the zone, if you're at the level where you don't really need to worry about the mobs, then simply swim around, check every single mob. Then once you've checked all the mobs, you can then simply decide, right, I'm having this area, and providing no one else comes in the zone, or no one else starts killing the same mobs as you, you can basically control not when, but where the name's going to spawn. Now, another thing that you may or may not know, I haven't got this on film, but I have witnessed it, is there can be more than one name spawn. I'm not sure if that's in higher, but certainly in lower old world zones, I've seen 2 Fellspines up together. And there was one time where I cleared the front. I call this the front gate, the front entrance. I'd cleared it, and literally as the mobs were respawning, I was killing them off, and then as the next one spawned, it was felt, and it happened 3 times. Now here we go. He's got a bloody mask, shit mask, and that rod, by the way, that he drops is an endure breathing one. Again, it can drop of any of the mobs here. Here he is again. Just about another half an hour later, he spawned again. So again, we killed him. And yeah, you'll see what we got. But yeah, mate. Basically, these little film things are going to be more aimed at the person who's got more time and sense, because I have seriously got more time and sense. And you know, if you want a quick fix, then this probably isn't it. But if you want something that you can make a lot of money at without, you know, buying anything expensive, you just simply loot the gems and all that, you can make a nice little living just doing things like this. And I just love farming. There's different types of people that play. Some people like farming, some people like lots of different things, but I just love farming. So anyway, back to Foul Spine. Yeah, we give him a good hiding, and he does die eventually. Oh, here's something. Right, the first person to come to me in game, and well, not come to me, but send me a whisper in game. There's the loot, by the way. That's the loot that drops. Yeah, the first person to answer this question. No, I can't think of a bloody question. Sod it. The first person that sends me a whisper in game to say they've seen this, I'll give 500 plat to. So the first person, there's the haste belt, by the way, on my level 1. Alright, so it's Antonius Bale and it's Chealer, Chealer. Send me a whisper in game, and if you're the first person to, you'll get 500 plat. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all again.